everyone, so today I have a few more items to share with you from LDRS Creative's new November collection launch. I have a stamp set and a couple die sets here. These were sent free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. So today I will try out the Thank You Flowers photopolymer stamp set. So LDRS Creative generally works in photopolymer as far as their stamps go, and made in the US there. And so this is like a layering flower set. You can see the flowers, you can see like the center of the, or not the center, but like the detail, and then the flower centers are there. There's this other little portion here, so it's just different ways to play them up. And so we will check that out. I believe this little stem piece even goes to like the leaves over here, you know, just different ways to use this. This is really cool too. This is like a little circle, so you can stamp like the circle background, and then you have these little stripes. So just a fun eclectic kind of shape to use. Thank you, and the little border. There's a die set available separately. It's the Thank You Flowers dies, and so we have the die. Again, this is all stuck together, so when you do this all at once, when you cut it out, you can cut them all out at once. And then we have this area that's more like the leaves and the greenery, a little flower, and then the word thank you, or words thank you, get cut out also here with the background die for it, which I love. And then we've used a double stitch scallop circle here, and what I plan to do today is possibly make a shaker with it. So we're going to use the frame, you know, this outer layer as a frame, since we have the circle in the center to cut out and all that kind of fun stuff. So what I'm going to do is grab some papers and some ink so we can get our flowers going, and then we'll put it together. Okay, so I was debating what colors I want to use. So I just have a strip of paper. This isn't going to take up too much space since it is very linear and, you know, just like this. So there are different portions. We're really going to think this one out. So this light color, the first layer, is going to be the lightest color. I'm going to use pinks because I have more shades of pink than other things. So we're going to start with that guy, and then, well, I took this background off, but I want you to see. The next thing is you can do this part, you know, so you have all those colors, and that to me will be one of the darker ones. And then you have this center that's going to be for this little guy. So it starts here, and then this little petal goes in like in here, and then this guy goes here. So I'm debating doing that one second and then this last, but I don't think it's going to matter, to be honest, which one I do first, or you know, after this first one. And then there's another one that has all these different centers, or again, just more detail. So kind of want to think that one out. We'll just go for it. And again, you can use what you want and not use what you don't want, you know, however you want to layer it up. So let's put this guy like over here. I might be able to use this space later for the thank you or however. And this would be really pretty, honestly, if you stamped on colored paper already. Let's say you have like a really light pink or a really light color you can start with. And then when you add a color, it's just building on top of that color, right? Even the greenery would look really nice with like a light green and then going from there. So I think pink 2-2 is my lightest. And I'm just going to make them all the same so we can kind of see what this does. So I'm just going to scrub this on here. Again, this is photopolymer stamps. So they have a little dispersion layer. And I kind of gave it some texture with the way I put that on there. And I think, to be honest, I think that's going to be dark and not, well, let's just do it again. Let's just do it one more time. And this time I'm just kind of splotching. Okay, so those are our flowers. Nice and bright pink. Guess I'll definitely wash that off right now. I just wiped it with the back of my hand, with the palm of my hand, should I say. Then, like I said, we have these little petals. Then we have this guy. What I think I'll do is I'll go with this one with the second darkest color. And then we'll see what we want to do for the little centers. They can be just different colors. So all I'm doing is putting this on here and just seeing that it's lined up nicely. And what I'm trying to see is about the centers, really. That's where I'm kind of aiming for. That looks pretty good. Maybe this one can be over a little bit that way. It's just making little lines. So with this little lines, I'm going to go with the next darkest color, which I believe is Lipstick Jungle. Oh, don't do that. There we go. So pretty, look at that. I'm gonna rinse this off because I got a little ink on there, but I'll be right back. So for the next one, I am gonna do this guy right here. And it's only for the bottom 3 flowers, and you know, you can mix and match your colors. So I think I'll do this one like a petal color, and then these two more like a center color. And again, you're just placing them. Oh, I see what it does. Okay, very good. Actually, sorry, I thought that was gonna be a petal that's on the inside, and it's not. It's like a base bud color, you know. So if you want, I'm probably gonna mix and match with some yellow and green on this one. Oh, very interesting. So I grabbed another kind of a lighter reddish pink because I thought I needed it, but I don't. So let's put that to the side. And I guess what I could have done is looked on the back and gotten my own info off there. So they're doing yellow, yellow, green on that one, which is basically what I'll be doing. So let's go with like a deeper yellow. And I'll go with this dark green, why not? So yellow at the top, yellow on this bottom, and like a greeny color. Oh, you know what? This is kind of a dark green. Let's go with the lighter green because the way the next one will be the accent color on that green. So I switched to the green colors. Sorry, guys. Just thinking ahead a little bit. Really easy to line up. Looks super cute. Okay, so there's that bit of accent. I should have known, you know, I was like, oh, I don't know if I have to plan it this way or that way. LDRS Creative always makes things that just make sense. So there we go. And now we have our centers all at once. And even this little tiny center has a stamp. So, and you know, it's centers on those, it's accent on these other guys. I actually think it'd look really cute with a pop of black. So I'm wondering if I should do that for my center colors. I think I might. So what I'll do is, let's put this away. Put this one away. Is I'll just bring out some black ink. Oopsie. Some things right here. Okay. So dark green for this guy. The little lines. And then I'll just do black ink for these other dots. I think that look really cute. Okay. Oh, I love it. How cute is that? So all at once. I'm gonna clean up a little bit, put my stamps back, and then we'll do some greenery. Okay, so for our greenery here we have these guys. These guys are already pretty much done. You know, they have their whole thing going. And then there's an accent piece for the bottom one, like little sticks or stems. So I just put this here, give myself some space from one from the other, and I'll just use the same light green I used earlier. These guys are a little bigger. I'm gonna make sure I get that. Aw, so cute. A little bit light, so I'm gonna do it again. And I get to give them kind of like a stripy look, and we'll see if it continues on with this next layer. With photopolymer, you can be a little pressed down a little stronger because it's a very firm material. So there's that, and then this guy. Sorry, I just realized I was kind of up in this upper third. I should be down in the center here for you guys, but hopefully you saw everything. And this little guy, we're just going to pop it in there, and just let me get it closer to my face so I can see what I'm looking at. Oh, no. Yeah, you can just kind of play with that one. I think that looks pretty good. It just kind of lines up in the center, I think. At least that looked good to me, so that's what I'm going with. How cute. That is really, really cute. And I think that that is it. So just a ton of little leaves you're going to have. And see, I thought it was a sprig of leaves, like, you know, with a vein or something, but these are going to cut out your leaves there individually, as you can see here. Okay, let me clean up a bit and we'll get those cut out. Okay, guys, so look how pretty. Oh, I love the colors. Okay, so we're just going to get those cut out. I might hold off just because we have some other work to do to set up our shaker and all that. And, you know, have some pieces here that I just keep intact until we get there. But If we can pop this on here, look how cute. Oh my gosh. I love it. Just fits right in there. Now I'm just kind of eyeballing where it might cut, just looking at the edges there, and that looks pretty good to me, so I'll just stick that down right there, and over here. And same thing with this guy, we're just gonna look down in there. I love that pink tutu, it's very bright and pretty. So just kind of looking again left and right, see what I think looks about right. That looks really good right there. Oh, I have a big strip here, so I can just use that whole thing. So I'll run that through in a minute, but not quite yet. For my base card, I do have a standard A2 size card here, which again is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I just cut down a piece of this pattern paper. I thought it was really cute with all the different flowers that will work out there. So I just cut that to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And of course, if you don't like working in eighths, you can definitely do 4 by 5 1/4, or just mat the whole card top, you know, the whole 4 1/4 by 5.5. Or whatever combination of those things you like, right? So let's just put this down here. And I always talk about those very basic things, but you never know. I don't know where people are in their journey or when they, you know, catch this video, and something to think about. And that looks pretty good. Okay, so for our little shaker, I don't think I want it to look through to this pattern paper. It's busy, you know. So I think I'm gonna do a whole background layer. So it's like if you're just creating a shaker and then you're gonna put it on whatever you want, basically. So we have that, and then we have our flowers ready to go in just a minute. With this guy, I'm just gonna take both of these. We're gonna need both. This one, I'm gonna run through just some white paper, and I think I have some here. Oh, you know, I have a pearlescent. Well, we can do the background on the white paper. Okay, so just a plain white paper. I'll run this through. So we'll have a background piece that's gonna, you know, when you look into your shaker, you'll see this white instead of the pattern paper. But if you like to look at the pattern paper, then don't worry about it. You know, you don't even have to do this background piece. But I'm gonna do that. And then I'm also gonna run this through some acetate. And I had acetate sitting here. Normally I have some ready to go. Here we go. So this through here, depending on your machine, you might have enough pressure just to cut it. If you have any kind of machine that has a metal shim, you can put this, the metal shim, under the plastic, you know, so that this cuts into that metal shim. It won't cut the metal shim, but it'll like impress in it a little bit. It just gives you that extra oomph that you might need to actually cut all the way through. So, you know, it just depends. Or just cut a circle. If you don't want to use this guy, you can do a little fussy cutting of a circle that would fit in here, right, in this, like splitting the difference here at least, if not right to the edge. So you can just do that too. But I'm gonna run that through. And then with this, if I can find a piece, I just had some. Ooh, I don't know if it'll work. Maybe some shimmery white paper, I don't know. Either way, whatever paper I choose, I'm going to then cut out what looks like a little frame. I'll use that middle die. And this one, of course, you'll tape it so it doesn't move and run it through, and then you'll just have this little frame of a circle, right? So I will be right back with those pieces. Oh, look at that. And now we have this little circle we can use for something else. This little guy in the center here, the little stitch design. So we have this piece, and our acetate piece. And the acetate one, make sure it's cleaned off really well. I'm just going to glue to this. So of course we're going to pay attention to the scallops because it has scallop edges. So let's just get this on here really nicely. And right down in the center too. And I'm just going to pop it on here. And make sure our scallops line up. Okay, so that's that piece. And once that's stuck down, I'm just going to take some foam roll and just roll it around this whole edge, okay? On that, so you don't see it on the other side, of course. And I will be right back. As you go around, you're just keeping it nice and tight. And some people like to put a little glue down. It will make it slippery for a little while. You have to work with it longer, but glue, even with the stickiness of the adhesive on the back of these, will help your shaker stay together longer. And then you always butt up the very edges, so whatever happens here, like right. So wherever you have a junction, you want to make sure it's butted up really nicely to the next part, because you don't want any of your sequins or glitter, whatever you're using, to fall out of there, of course. So give it a good nice squish. I usually do that later, but either way. We're going to take the carrier off while we're here. There we go. And we'll bring this guy back. And I haven't really planned out the card, but you know, I always like to put things kind of in the top third. I mean, if you want to do it this way, obviously I would have cut my paper a different way, but you know, you can definitely do a good landscape with that. So let's go ahead and glue this guy down really well. If you wanted to stamp a sentiment on here, you could do that too. I was just going to leave it shakery and then, you know, whatever sentiment. I'll probably use the thank you. We have this guy. And if you want to tuck some of your little flowers, like if you already had them cut, you want to tuck them behind, you can definitely do that. I have these cute little flower pieces I picked up recently. I got Michael's. And I figured I'd put some of those in there. They're pretty chunky, so I'm not going to put too many, and of course you can mix and match that with other glitters. So now I'm just going to pop these guys on there. Since they are so chunky, I'm definitely going to flatten them out, or else they'll just get stuck. So let's just flatten them out for now. And I'm just going to look at the scallopness of this. I think that looks pretty good. Turn it over and give it a good squish. And there's our basic shaker. Gonna be really sweet. So now I'll go ahead and cut out my little flowers, and then I think what I'll also do on here is stamp the thank you. So I'll just stamp thank you just simply with, I don't know, a color that I think coordinates. A lot of times I just go with black, just make it kind of pop. Which is probably what I'll still do. So I'll just stamp the thank you with some black ink, and I'll be right back. I stamped that, and I'm gonna also cut it out with this inner die. I suppose if you want to cut out with the larger one, then have just more of, you know, a border on the outside if you want to do that. But I'm definitely gonna cut it with that inner one. And just again, I'm eyeballing it. If you want to make sure you can do an aperture, which is basically sticking down your die just like on a scrap piece of paper and leaving like a little hinge of tape, so you can hinge it open, you can see where you're going to cut, and then run it back through. I've done that in other videos, and it maybe I'm not explaining myself too well on that, but definitely the aperture trick or guiding window or whatever you want to call it will work. Okay, so I'll run that through too with the flowers. So I just put my paper down so I can run everything at the same time. And so our thank you. I don't know that I'm going to use the background die. I think I'm just going to let it just be like that, you know. And then I'm going to take my little flowers and sprigs and things and just kind of play with them and see what about the placement, what I'm thinking I would like to do. How cute. Look at that. And again, I just eyeballed that and they cut perfectly where they needed to. So again, I'm just going to kind of come in here and see about what it is that I want to do. Oh my gosh. That's pretty already. Maybe the larger one here, little guy up here. Yep, something like that. And then we have extra, oh my goodness. Tell you, this is just cute. I mean, if that's if you want to use everything, you don't have to. And then we have again these little leaves that we can play with. I believe there are, I was gonna say 4 of them. There's another one up here. So possibly I'll play with those. I kind of like just the little sprigs so we can still kind of appreciate what's going on inside there. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I like the way this looks. So what I'm going to do is put a little glue here to hold that guy down without moving it. Put a little glue here to hold that guy down. A little glue for this guy. And I'll put dimensionals on the larger one, so then maybe I'll tuck leaves behind that one, you know? Like those guys. Maybe just a little leaf behind this guy. So bring in some more greenery. I love the way this little guy looks, just kind of coming in over here. We can pop it with the thank you too, but I think I'll just keep it the way it is. Okay, so let me get dimensional on that other flower. Look at that. Oopsie. I want to make sure it's pretty straight there. Okay, I'll get dimensionals on this guy and I'll be right back. Okay, so I put some dimensionals on the back of that guy. You can be like right here, popped up a little bit. Like that. Maybe this one down here. Actually, I'll put those two together. I always like that look. Sorry if you can hear my coffee maker. It's making some sputtering noises. Let's see here. And that looks good. Alright guys, and there's our sweet shaker. I mean, just abundant in flowers, having been rolled through and just done all at once. I think that's really awesome. If you're thinking about making several at a time, you can definitely, what I would do is butt up my paper on my stamp positioner, just like the way we had it, right? And you do your stamping of the first thing, and then I would take it and turn it over and put it again, butt it up basically in the same spot, so you can do at least 2 or 3 or 4 depending on your paper all at once, right? And then you do the next layer, stamp it, turn your paper, stamp that one on the next one, stamp it on the next one, so, and that way you get several done at once, kind of in a conveyor belt kind of fashion, and you'll have tons, you know, really quickly. But look how abundant that looks, and I didn't even use all the leaves, so really, really cute. Thank you so much, LDRS Creative, for sending these items for review. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.